We live finally. I think so. Okay. I think we're live. Okay, I think we're live. I'm just gonna post this in the right channel as well. Eventually, if it works, come on Discord. There we go. God, you've got to try and you've got to attempt to send messages like 10 times to get them to actually send. Okay. Hello, Azevedo. Right. Let me see. Teams to allocate. Okay. So whoever's watching. Well, Azevedo, you're clearly watching, but you're not a reserve, actually. Is it Azevedo? Azevedo? I have no idea. Not yet. When I ping you. I wish people wouldn't clutter channels. Okay. Hi, Rick. We're here eventually. So who have we got? Who are our reserves today? We've got Big Z, Hephaestus, and Europa are our reserves today. Okay. Hephaestus. Okay, for those who are watching, Hephaestus, Ferrari. If your Discord is still wonky, keep watch. Hephaestus, Ferrari. Big Z, you can go. Let's see. Big Z. Big Z, you can go Williams. And Europa, if you're watching, you can go. We've got both Aston Martins. Who haven't we got other than Red Bull? Mercedes, I guess. So Europa, if you're watching, go Williams. Not Williams. Ugh. Sorry, not Williams. Europa. If okay, Europa. If you're watching, go. Oh God, I'm trying to sort this out. Red Bull is probably not ideal because of the race ban. Oh, I've put someone in a Williams. To be fair, okay, who have we got? AvTari have got both. Red Bull have got not both, but one's on a race ban. Williams the same. McLaren have got both today, right? Yeah. Wait, T3 Max. Is T3 Max in a McLaren? He is as well. Oh, I didn't think he was teammates with Pommy Alex. Alfa Romeo have got both. Alpine have got both. Haas have got both. Ferrari have got Hephaestus. Mercedes have got both. Aston Martin have got both. That doesn't check out. Why? Oh, it does check out. Wait, because 19 and Hephaestus has taken one of these. Okay, so... Wait, but that still doesn't check out. There still must be another seat. Am I going crazy? We've got the Red Bull unavailable. There still should be another seat. Where is it? Okay, hang on. Mercedes, we've got both. Aston Martin have got both. Ferrari have got Hephaestus. Oh, is Muhiti not here? Oh, Muhiti's not here. Okay, Europa go Ferrari. Europa go Ferrari, if you're watching. Come on, Europa. as soon as Europa selects his car, we'll go. For those of you that are here. Thanks for tuning in, it makes it so much easier, because Discord is still wonky. Yeah, Muhiti not being here was the one. Okay, selected Ferrari. Right, let's go. Tier 2, ready, up. Let's go. Sorry for the wait, guys, but you can't do anything with Discord. can't do anything with Discord. Being down for well over an hour and a half. Yeah. It's annoying because this sort of thing only really happens to Discord about once a year. Like it only goes down for this long and completely down for everyone. Like once a year. It's very rare that this happens to Discord, and it just happened to happen right as a race is about to start. Really annoying. But we got the race started, and that's the key thing. 15 minutes late, but we did it. But welcome to everyone in the chat. We are back for Tier 2. We are in Brazil this week. I wanted to get a big message out to Tier 2 just to remind them about everything, but there we go. Thanks for everything, Discord. That's very, very cool of you. Festus has left the session, which is not the greatest start to proceedings. But everyone is in and we're getting started for qualifying, finally. Oh, okay. 11 people watching, make sure to like the stream, subscribe to the channel, help us out. Subscribe to Sumo's channel as well. And do check out Positive Perception Media Products, our Tier 2 sponsor, who I didn't have time to put in the title, I'm really sorry. But they do some amazing GT car designs on Instagram, so do please check them out. Okay, let's get started for our commentary this evening then. Let's get all of our things up. So, dry qualifying is always nice. Who is the first out on track? Who's won the screen time battle? It's RJ Blair, our pole position driver from last time out. His first ever pole position in APPF1 in Singapore. Took advantage of the changing conditions and got himself a really good pole position. Very well deserved. Couldn't convert it into a race win in the end, unfortunately. But still managed to get himself on the podium, and I'm sure he'll be really happy with that. First podium of the season for him as well. But here we are, it's race 8 of the season of 14 races. We're over halfway through the season. Tin Oz currently leads by a large margin, and both of his championship rivals, LB and Madman, are both serving race bans today. So this is a huge chance for Tin Oz to massively increase his championship lead and really pull a gap to his rivals. But here's RJ Blair. He's going to set the first lap of the day. I'm going to ride on board with him actually for the whole lap. Why do I not stream with OBS? Because I haven't worked out how, and I haven't bothered to work it out. So I just stream it native from PlayStation. You've got yellow flags in Sector 1. I think that's just someone letting other cars through, which is good to see. Hopefully we don't have too many incidents today. Hopefully we have an incident-free race. Of course, we've got the new penalty system in Tier 2 today. So hopefully that encourages clean racing. Can we race with this many people in Tier 1? I wish, mate. But here comes RJ. Up to the line he comes with the DRS. What's it going to be? The initial time is a 108.0. It looks like SW's... No, that's Big Z coming across the line. One of our reserves today. He's done a 108.8. So a little bit off the pace. Stingray is just behind him as well. Who's that coming across the line? It's Jamie F1 who's done a 1:08.9. Crozer has come in just 200th behind RJ, touches the grass as he goes through turn 1. Azevedo a 1:10.8 on the mediums. We've got SW into P3 with an 8.1. Top time's very close at the moment. TTV Max with an 8.2. Good luck from him. VK on the mediums with a 1:08.2. So he's going to be one to watch if he's got that pace on the mediums. JBS Steve with a 1:08.6. He was one of the rookie drivers last week in Tier 2 and got himself a maiden podium, so very, very good drive from him in Singapore. Hartman goes into P5 with an 8.2. Look how close these times are. You always get this in Brazil. If the drivers are close together, you'll always get really, really close times in Brazil. Pole position goes all the way down to the wire as Tinoz just proves it again. Only 300ths off pole, but he's in 3rd place. So that just shows how difficult this is going to be. I think that was Jamie up to P7 maybe. I'm not sure who just got onto the timing sheets. QB on 14, he's going to be looking to improve. Pommy Alex with an 8.3. Europa EXE is one to watch. He said he got a 7.1 in time trial, and just as I say it, Harry Bix goes pole with a 7.6. So we'll have to see if anyone can get anywhere near that today. The lap record, APPF1 lap record around Brazil is a 1:07.074. I don't think we'll see anyone beat that today. That was set by Kiernan in Tier 1. But I think Europa EXE, maybe the two Mercedes, if they don't crash, Lifebout with a 7.9. I didn't notice that. He has been rapid recently. He's really been improving in that Aston Martin, and it shows. 1:07.9 up into P2 goes the Aston Martin. He was electric in Singapore last week, and just couldn't get himself the points finish, the big points finish that he maybe deserved by merit of his pace. But he's going to be looking to rectify that wrong today. Hephaestus still in the pits because he's still out of the session as far as I'm aware. Europa also still in the pits. So who's on a lap? QB is invalidated. Is anyone on a lap? Is VK on a lap? He's invalidated, so he's going to be heading into the pits possibly. No, he's going out again, so he wants to do a bit better on those mediums. Clearly he wants to start on those mediums. Major, how many accounts do you have? I know you have 2 Twitch accounts, but you have like 3 YouTube accounts as well. VK just got a bit of blockage there in qualifying. He won't be happy with that. I think that was one of the Alpines. So Azevedo or Jamie need to show a bit better awareness in qualifying there. Keep an eye on your mini maps, guys. TV Max, he's 3.5 tenths down, so he's not going to be improving. Azevedo, 3 Twitch accounts and 3 YouTube accounts. Fair enough. Azevedo on the mediums in the Alpine. What's his time going to be as he comes across the line for Sector 2? He's currently on a 9.8, gets a huge slide there out of, I think that's turn 10, in towards turn 11, and he is, looks like he's 5 seconds off, so he's not going to be setting another lap. VK has invalidated again, and this time he does come into the pits. I don't know if he's going to stay in the pits, but we'll have to see. The racing looks very, very close, so... we'll have to see. CTV Max, is he on a lap in that McLaren? Well, he's done 4 laps on those softs, so he shouldn't really be on a lap. Is he coming into the pits? Is he on a lap? Looks like he's... I mean, he's going for it. He's a 10th up, but 4 laps on those softs. He's really going to struggle on race pace as those tyres wear. And, I mean, if he's improving on 4-lap old softs, then... clearly his first lap left something to be desired, and he hasn't even improved in the end, just about half a tenth down on his previous best. Pommy Alex, the people's champion in the other McLaren, the Australian, coming up for another lap, currently sitting in P9 with an 8.3. I'm not going to... I'm realising I'm sort of in a bit of a flow. I'm talking too much, so I'll back out a little bit. It's difficult when you're the solo commentator. You've got to kind of balance yourself. But here comes Pommy Alex in that McLaren. He was up in the first sector. Crozer does a 7.5 in the Red Bull, flying the flag for Red Bull in the absence of his teammate, and he is into pole position. For now, Europa EXE, I was talking about him, up he goes into P3. The reserve in the Ferrari does a 1 minute 7.7. So he's right up there. Pommy Alex coming across the line now. What's it going to be? Is he going to be up? It looks decent. 1 minute 6, 1 minute 7, 7.9. Fifth driver to break the 1 minute 8 barrier, and JBS Steve joins him just afterwards as well. Just behind him, just about 100th behind him. So Pommy Alex in the top 5, JBS Steve P6 at the moment. Who is my favourite? I don't have favourites, I'm the commentator. But the people's champion is Pommy Alex, we all know that. But officially, I'm the commentator, I can't really have a favourite. Festus has joined back in the session, thankfully. So hopefully he can get a lap away, and hopefully he won't glitch out the session as well, because that would suck, as Lifebout goes for a spin and loses his front wing in the process. Hopefully he doesn't block anyone behind him, and keeps an eye on his mini-map. Harry Bix also into P2, by the way. Who else is on lap? The championship leader, Tinoz, goes into P3 with a 7.6. So he joins Europa on the second row for now. It looks like he might be going again as well, Tinoz. And he is as well. He's a 10th up through Sector 1. Fantastic first sector from Tinoz. Can he dethrone Crozer from that provisional pole position? We're right on board with the championship leader. I'll keep an eye on the other times as well. SW has gone into P9 with an 8.1 in the meantime. Azevedo Games is out on a lap. QB's out on a lap. But Lifebout's out. Well, he's gone onto the mediums, but he's in the pit lane, so remains to be seen if he stays on the mediums. Here comes Tinoz through Sector 2. Is he going to be still up? Yes, just over a 10th up through Sector 2. Can he nail Sector 3? Could have taken maybe a bit more curb there, but people do take that corner differently, I do know that. Hug the inside wall. He's going to avoid that Haas on the inside as well. Got to be careful, guys. Here's Tinoz. He does improve, but not by as much as he was through Sector 2. Just over half a tenth, and that puts him on the front row for now. Just behind Crozer, and that constructors battle as well between AlphaTauri and Red Bull could heat up if it's those two on the front row in the end. Harry Bix coming towards the end of his lap, if he's on a lap. He is on a lap. He's a 10th up, in fact. Can he break into pole position? Jamie F1 has been disqualified for blocking the pit lane, which is, well, quite something. I don't know how he's managed that, but anyway, Harry Bix goes into provisional pole with a 7.4. Good lap from the Mercedes. So dethrones Crozer for now, but look how close those times are. As VK now goes into pole position. I did say keep an eye. He had that pace on the mediums, a 7.2 from VK. So some really good pace coming out from these Tier 2 drivers, as it looks like we may have had a collision here between a Mercedes and an Alpine. Oh no, I think that Alpine is Jamie's car. It must be, right? Yeah, it is. So that's just Jamie's car retired from the session, but I'm not sure what's happened to Harry Bix. Europa's on an outlap, keep an eye on him. RJ Blair coming to the end of his lap. He's up in Sector 2. Just over half a tenth. Can he improve? Can he get himself? I mean, half a tenth is enough to get him up 2 positions at this point. So it remains to be seen. It looked like he got that corner a little bit wide. What's it going to be? It's a 7.8. 1.5 tenths. Obviously didn't get that third sector quite right in the previous lap. And he jumps all the way up to P6 from just a small improvement. That's the margins we're dealing with today. And Lifebout, who was on the front row just a few minutes ago, finds himself now in P7 in the pits. Surely he's going to come out again before the end. Europa EXE is diving into the pits, so he's not going to go for a lap, which is odd. Not sure what's going on there with him. RJ Blair is on an in-lap. Is SW on a lap? He's invalidated. TTV Max is 3 tenths up. It's enough to get him into P11 as it stands. Has he nailed this third sector? It's just one corner, really. But up he comes to the line. Doesn't hug the line, but he does get himself up to P11 with an 1 minute 8.1. Just behind SW and just in front of Hartmann. As we're looking at Hephaestus back in the session. And on a lap, here he goes, Sector 1. Up towards Sector 2, up towards turn number 6. And he's invalidated as he goes through turn 6. He's going to have time for at least one more attempt. But that'll be it, so he has to nail it on the first attempt if he wants to get further up the grid. I wonder if Jamie F1 has said anything in Discord. He has not. So I'm not sure what happened to him, but anyway, who is on a lap? Pommy Alex, he's on a lap. Is that can't be right? No, it wasn't right. So here he comes up to Sector 1. 2 tenths up through Sector 1. What a fantastic sector from the McLaren. The Australian coming up to Sector 2 now. He has to nail this. Now he's gotten Sector 1. It's always hard when you're so far up on your previous best through Sector 1. You've got to nail the rest of the lap as well. Or you risk losing that time. It just puts pressure on you. That little bit of uncertainty creeps into your veins. And excuse me, it's easier to make mistakes. But here comes Pommy Alex through turn 11. Looks like he's gotten it pretty well so far. 2.5 tenths up through there. SW goes into P5, a 7.6. Spotting up at the front. Can Pommy Alex get himself up there? He's going to be in P6, P5 or 6 by the looks of it. Here he comes up to the line. It's a 7.8, so he lost some time through Sector 3, unfortunately. But he is up 1 position to P7, but he'll be annoyed that he couldn't get up to P6 or 5 with that lap, because it was looking good. Several cars on outlaps. We're approaching the closing minute of this session. Who's going to get that pole? Is anyone going to take it off VK? Is it going to be a Mercedes 1-2? For the second time this season, it would be. Let's see, we've got yellow flags. Hopefully no one's blocking. Let's have a look at Bigsy. He's a new driver. Oh no, never mind. He's not on my lap. He's on an in lap, so he's not going to be going again. Azevedo, he's on maybe an out lap. Yeah, looks like an out lap. So, well, I guess a second out lap. Stingray has invalidated, unfortunately for him. Hartmann, is he on a lap? He should be. He's in Sector 2. So last attempt for Hartmann. Right on board with him, and keep an eye on who's crossing the line as well. As Aston Martin going across. Oh, that was Stingray. So Is that Harry Bix going across the line? I'm going to cut off Hartman. Here comes Harry Bix. He's 2/10 up. Is he going to beat his teammate to pole? No! It's a 1:07.3. Not quite enough. But he cements his position in P2 at the moment on the front row. Europa is on the grass, so he's not going to improve. Hephaestus has come across the line. He's in P16 with that one lap that he had. RJ's on an outlap. Yeah, here he comes. So RJ is going to be his last attempt. I'm not sure how long is left of the session. There can't be that long left. But I can't see because of all the yellow flag indicators. I still forgot to move that over on my UI. Here comes Tinoz. So he's going to be starting a lap. There must be just enough time left for people to start their final laps. Big Z. Here he comes up to the line. He does improve, but it's not by much. He's up to P13. Scott Rowley has left the session, unfortunately. We've got people coming across the line now. Europa, Pommy Alex has finished. He's in P7 at the moment. Who's that coming across? It's an Aston Martin of Stingray, possibly, coming across the line there. There's a Williams. Is that SW? No, is that an Alpine or Williams? You can never tell. It was Azevedo, the Alpine, so he's in P14 for his first race in APPF1. SW is letting cars through, so he's not going to improve. Scott Rowley is back. Tinoz, here he comes, the championship leader. What can he do? He's a 10.5 down. He's not going to improve up to Sector 3 unless he really screwed up that corner on his previous lap, but I doubt it. Here he comes up to the line. It's not going to be improvement, I don't think. Here he comes. It's a 1:06.7. 7.5. He did improve, so it was a poor final corner from his last lap, but he didn't beat Crozer 5 thousandths of a second between them. And Tinoz just behind what is a Red Bull rival. And RJ gets himself up into P3, by the way. While we were watching the championship leader, RJ pips them both by 1/100th of a second between those three. But RJ is in P3. Crozer joins him on the second row. Tinoz down in P5. Look how close those margins are. Absolutely incredible. SW and Lifepout as well, 7 thousandths between them, and another 10th to Europa, another 10th to Pommy Alex, less than a 10th actually, another 10th to JBS Steve, 2 tenths to Hartman, less than a 10th to Max. It's so close. It's going to be a fantastic race, I hope. But that is qualifying. It is a Mercedes 1-2 in the end for the second time this season, and it's VK on pole position. I think that is his first pole of the season as well. It is indeed. So VK on pole. Harry Bix joins his teammate on the front row with RJ with a fantastic qualifying again in P3. Crozer P4 just behind, and Tinoz even more just behind. 5 thousandths between these two, 5 thousandths between those two. Championship leader in P5. SW P6, Lifebout P7, Europa P8, the newbie. Pommy Alex P9, JBS Steve P10, Hartman, TTV Max, Big Z and Azevedo, the two other newbies today, 13 and 14. Stingray, Hephaestus, QB, Scott Rowley in P18, and Jamie F1 unfortunately disqualified from the session in P19. Oh, I'm out of breath already, and we're only at qualifying. This is going to be one hell of a race. 1.5 seconds from first to P16, yeah. Very, very close indeed. I think there was like a couple of tenths between 3rd and 8th as well. It's very fine margins today. And hopefully that's going to translate into good racing. Touch wood. Hopefully you guys can keep it clean today. We're waiting for Scott Rowley. Hopefully this isn't a lobby reset. Okay, it's counting him down. How I'm back, sorry, just went to get a quick drink while we were waiting. So, formation lap is underway. VK is leading us off with his teammate behind RJP3. So, let's have a quick talk about the championship. So, Tinoz is currently 14 points clear of his main rival, Madman Ollie Oliver, who can't make it today. Well, no, it's not that. He has a race ban today, and LB is a further 14 points behind, also has a race ban. The next person who is actually in this race is Crozer on 99 points. That is 32 points behind Tinoz, so this is a massive opportunity for Tinoz, as Harry Bix has had a spin on the formation lap, which doesn't bode very well. There's your predicted pit stop strategy, but I reckon we'll see some one-stops today. I think we should see some one-stops today, unless there are some poorly timed safety cars. There was contact there as Harry Bix hit the grass. Hopefully they don't get disqualified. Well, JBS Steve has been. I'm not sure if that was related. But anyway, here we go as they come up to the line. Keep an eye on Lifebout at the starts. Harry Bix is very good at his starts, as well as is Crozer this season. He was very bad at his starts last season, so he's really improved. Hartman is the big starter, though. 17 spots he's made on lap 1 so far this season in total. So keep an eye on him. He's currently in P11. Let's get everything here. Telemetry. Okie dokie. Here we go. Getting ready for the start of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Soon. I hope. Oh goodness me. Is this a lobby issue? Is this a lobby reset? I hope not. I have the grid, so if it is a lobby reset, we can sort it. Okay, Scott Rowley is telling me his game is playing up, probably because he left and rejoined. So I'm gonna. Okay. Stay on the grid, guys. I think it's just Scott Rowley. Hopefully, if he quits the session, we'll be back under green flags. If he quits the session. I've told him to quit the session. Hopefully he takes one for the team. It's unfortunate, but that's what happens. Okay, I've told him to quit. If you're racing and watching, hopefully we'll be underway as soon as he exits his game. And there goes his car, so he's left the session now. So does that mean we're going to get back underway? I'm begging you. I'm begging you, Codemasters, please. Okay, guys, we're going to wait for his car to go around. Let's see. We'll wait for his car to go around. This happened before, and usually as soon as they leave, it starts. And that hasn't happened, which is unfortunate. We're going to have to pray. We're just gonna have to pray. I don't. The problem is I don't want to delay any longer because of course we had the delay before, didn't we? With Discord playing up. Oh, what a nightmare. What a nightmare. Okay, he's lining up on the grid. So hopefully we're going to get underway. Fingers crossed. There we go. Looks like we're getting underway. Okay, get ready. Let's go. 3, 4, 5 red lights in Brazil. And we're off for the Brazilian Grand Prix in Tier 2. Harry Bix gets a fantastic start, is already up the inside of his teammate. There's a crash further behind. Europa EXE is retired. I think he just got very slidey at the start. Scott's back in the session. We've got a VSC already at the start of this race. But it has calmed everything down. SW is up a position, Lifebout as well. Tinos down 2 to P7. Terrible start for the AlphaTauri. Azevedo up 4. Scott Rowley and Jamie also up 4. I think that's just by virtue of people crashing. Pommy Alex down 9 places. At least he's still in the race, but terrible start for the Australian. And Festus is down a place as well. Long race though, 36 laps still to come. So we've got a VSC at the moment. I'm going to keep position change on for now, just to make my life easier later when I record the stats. When is this VSC going to go? When are we going to be back under green flags? VK has really gained a lot of time under this VSC. Surely he's going to have to slow down at some point, otherwise he's going to get himself a penalty. And we're off again, green flags, so VK has gained a huge amount of time there. TTV Max has gained a position on JBS Steve as well. He's jumped the Haas. Great racing from him. VK sets the fastest lap, of course, but we're back under green flags. SW just behind. Azevedo gets through another car. There's battles going on at turn 1 behind. Looks like it's all clean for now. Crozer is just behind Harry Bix. Can he make a move? He doesn't go for it. He's going to stick behind the Mercedes. Doesn't want to risk anything at this point. RJ just behind as well. Crozer still trying to get through Harry Bix, but difficult to find ways through at this point in the race. I'm not going to bother saying anything to do with stewarding at the moment. I'm trying to concentrate on the race. Jamie F1 trying to get through Stingray as well. It's all a bit of a train at the moment. It's all aboard the trains. RJ Blair trying to make some headway as well. All these guys just about half a second behind each other. I'm going to switch to tyres. There we go. So Hartman, Jamie, Hephaestus and Pommy Alex all started. Actually, no, Pommy Alex has pitted, so he hasn't started on mediums. Crozer sets the fastest lap for now, but different strategies, interesting. We'll have to see what they go for. Pommy Alex obviously going for a 2-stop at the moment. Maybe hoping for another safety car. Crozer, he's got the DRS on Harry Bix. We're on to lap 3, of course. He's going to go down the inside, is he? He has a look. He makes Harry Bix defend a little bit, but no luck as it stands. He's still trying to get through the Mercedes, though, through towards turn number 6. There's no way through. There's QB as a spinner behind. Hephaestus and Scott Rowley look like they're battling as well, but QB has gone off. He looks like he's still in the race. Big Z and Hartman having a battle as well, as Hartman gets a 10-second time penalty for corner cutting. I don't know if that was contact or if he had a spin or something, but remains to be seen. Scott Rowley lets him through there, probably yellow flags. Tinos still sitting in P7. He lost some positions at the start and then didn't have time to regain them because of the VSC. So he's stuck behind Lifebout now, who's losing time to SW. It looks like these top 5 pulling away a little bit from the rest of the field. Crozer still having a look at Harry Bix. JBS Steve gets past Azevedo. Games, they're still side by side. Azevedo down the inside. and takes the position back up into P9. They're losing so much time to TTV Max while this is happening. RJ down the inside of Crozer, meanwhile, who didn't get a run in on Harry Bix, clearly got a terrible exit off turn 3, and RJ's taken full advantage, gets himself onto the podium, and Crozer looking for a way back through but can't find it. SW also having a look. RJ is jumping around. That's unfortunate. There's yellow flags through sector 2. That's another spin for Hartman by the looks of it. I'm not sure if that was again contact or if something's happened, but or if he's just had a spin, but we'll have to find out in stewards after, I suppose. SW still right on the back of this Red Bull. The constructors battle, it's all on Crozer, the Red Bull shoulders, so can he deliver for the Bulls? But SW is going round the outside of turn 1. That's very late braking, and Crozer just has no response to that. SW is through. Tinoz trying to get through Lifebout just behind as well, as Azevedo and JBS Steve again go side by side, and it's Azevedo who checks out as VK has lost the position to his teammate. Harry Bix now takes the lead as Tinoz gets past Lifebout down the inside into turn 4. There's so much going on, it's so difficult to keep an eye on everything. TTV Max trying to find a way through as well, but he can't get through at turn 6 unless you're right there. You need a fantastic exit off turn 4 to get that. Azevedo gets himself a 3-second track limits penalty already. Lap 5, Festus and Hartman both into the pits, so I guess there was some contact, unfortunately. But JBS Steve still right in the back of this Alpine. These two are still battling, but the Alpine, of course, with that penalty. Can Steve have a run into turn 1? Keeping on the gaps ahead as well to see if they close up. It doesn't look like it. Looks like a bit of a DRS train. VK is trying to get past his teammate though into turn 1. There's gaps between these two battling again. JBS Steve down the inside this time. Azevedo breaks even later and goes all the way around the outside. There's contact between the two, and JBS Steve has to go a bit wide. As he still battles with the Alpines, still not found a way through. RJ trying to get through Harry Bix. All of these guys in a huge train. It's all aboard the VK train, all the way down to P8. TTV Max at the back of it. But if the two Mercedes just set up shop and don't let anyone through, then it's going to be difficult for anyone to really make a move. Thanks to the DRS train. It looks like JBS Steve might have had damage from that contact. I think he's lost his front right end plate, has he? No, he hasn't, so maybe it's just... Yeah, I think he's definitely got damage, though. That understeer is very wild. Look how much time he's lost to Jamie F1. He's going to have to come in to the pits, I believe. I think we'll see him come in now. SW right in the back of RJ, but still no way to get through. The two Mercedes go side by side for just a second, but decide against battling. They just want to keep everyone else behind for now. JBS Steve does indeed come in. Harry Bix, now he's got the DRS. He's going to go for a very clean, sweet move around the outside of his teammate. Into P1 goes Harry Bix again. RJ not finding a way through. These two Mercedes setting up shop at the moment. They're not letting anyone by. And just making this train carry on for longer. SW nearly had a go in towards turn number 7 on RJ. Couldn't make it stick. Well, they come to turn 10. And then the long sweeping left-hander of 11. SW not quite full throttle through there, but you need a properly sort of esports setup to really go full throttle through that corner. SW just behind RJ. RJ's got more in the tank, but he's not using it. SW Tinoz meanwhile goes down the inside of Crozer. SW has a look but doesn't go through. Tinoz and Crozer side by side. This constructor battle between the two Red Bull sister teams. T3 Max and Lifebout side by side just behind as well. Who's going to come out on top there? It's going to be Lifebout for now, but they're losing time all the time. Tinoz and Crozer side by side again in towards turn 4. Tinos down the inside, and they're still side by side as they come through, and the two cars behind also side by side. They're still side by side as they come towards turn 6. I've said that about 7 times now, but it's finally Kroza who comes out on top, and Lifebout up into P7 just behind as well. Wow. These 4 cars really going at it. But look how much time they've lost to SW, 1.2 seconds. So Kroza out of DRS range of the Williams is going to leave him vulnerable at the next DRS straight, which they're coming up to now. It's a short track, Brazil, of course. We've got battles further behind as well between Big Z, Jamie F1 and Stingray. But this is the one to watch at the moment. RJ is going round the outside of VK and round the outside of Harry Biggs as well. Look at that. They're 3 wide into turn 1. There's contact between the 3 of them. RJ has to go very wide. SW has to take avoiding action to avoid him as he comes back on the track. Kroza gets past Tinnels. They're still side by side. Lifebout's fighting as well. Are these 3 going to be 3 wide as well? There's contact. Tinnels tries to find a way through, but there's nothing he can do. Lifebout into P5 as these 4 cars still battling. Tinnels still trying to go down the inside in towards turn 5, but no way through there either. Lifebout takes advantage into P5, goes the Aston Martin. QP gets himself a penalty. Oh, my voice is going to be dead by the end of this race. We're only on lap 9. We're going to start seeing pit stops soon. I think the 2 stoppers are going to start coming in around this point. So when are they going to go for those pit stops? When are they going to bottle it? Well, not bottle it, but decide that that's it. SW's gone for a spin at the final corner. Well, the final real corner. And he's all the way down. Harry Bix has peeled into the pits. But let's watch this battle just behind. Kroza down the inside of Lifebout. Can Tinnels take advantage just behind? Not yet. But Kroza late on the brakes and gets himself into what is currently P3. Big Z into the pits as well further back. Who's going to come out on top? Lifebout's going to have the DRS. Tinnels is too far back to make a move. Lifebout's got no battery in the bank, but it doesn't matter. The DRS is enough, and he's back through into P3. Kroza trying to defend from Tinnels at the same time. All of these cars trying to look forward, but also look backwards. But they're losing so much time, as Major says in the chat. JBS Steve sets the fastest lap on those fresh softs that he's put on. TTV Max currently just watching and waiting. He doesn't need to make moves. He's waiting for something to happen between these 3, but it just hasn't yet. And Max is just sitting there thinking, well, I'm happy being in this train, but I'd also wish to be at the front of it. So who's gonna come in between these 3? RJ as well, just behind VK. I'm keeping an eye on that gap as well. Who's going to come in? Is anyone going to come in for the 2 stop? Are they going to respond? Yes, Lifebout is in, but Kroza stays out. Tinnels stays out. Are they on the 1 stop, these 3? VK also into the pit, so he's on a 2 stop as well. RJ as well doing the same, so all of them in on lap number 10. Kroza now takes the lead of the race. TTV Max into P3 thanks to the pit stops, but look, he's got no battery at all. These 2 have still got some in the tank, so Max at a big disadvantage. He hits the grass and brakes too late, takes the Verstappen line through turn 4, and stays with the top 2 for now. But yeah, that could have been a disaster. He just about managed to take avoiding action. As the race is finally starting to calm down, but not between these 3. Kroza, Tinnels and T2 Max. They're still out on the track. What is their strategy going to be? Are they going for the 1 stop, or are they just leaving it a little bit longer before they come in for the 2 stop? I think I've got to predict they're going for the 1 stop. But we'll have to see. I'm not going to say what the best strategy is. I know some people watch while they're racing, so I'm not going to say what the best strategy is. I know what the best strategy is around here. But here comes Tinnels down the inside of his rival. Kroza brakes even later. That's brilliant braking from Kroza in the Red Bull. Tinnels tries to get back on the exit of turn 2 and 3, and now towards turn 4 he's going to have the DRS. Kroza just no answer to that, and Tinnels into P1 as Harry Bix sets the fastest lap further behind. So Kroza down to P2. TTV Max still just having to watch and wait behind with that 13% ERS. Is he going to go for a move as Crozer goes deep? No, he's going to be a bit more sensible, but now he goes for the move. He's side by side with the Red Bull, tries to go for the switcheroo. That's a brilliant move from the youngster in the McLaren, but it doesn't quite pay off. He can't quite get the exit he wanted, and stays behind the Red Bull for now. And he's gained some ERS back, but it's going to be all out by the time he's at the end of the straight. Bigsy and SW battling further behind as well, but I've got to keep an eye on these guys. TTV Max gets himself a time penalty for corner cutting, unfortunately, for track limits, and he's dived into the pits. He's had enough. In he comes in the McLaren. Doesn't get a pit lane penalty. Thankfully, VK just behind Stingray. He should be able to get the Aston Martin, who dives into the pits as well on lap number 13. So, are these guys on the one stops? Are they going to stop again? Is there going to be another safety car as well? That could really throw a spanner in the works. Crozer can't get past into turn 4 at this point. Lifebout gets himself past TTV Max, who's in the pits. As Harry Bix gets past Jamie F1 as well, so the Mercedes making moves. He's only 7 seconds behind the leaders now, even after pitting, so those fresh softs really working wonders for the Mercedes. But he is going to have to stop again, of course, and he is going to have to stop for the mediums, or the hards, as he now tries to get past the Alpine, who shuts the door as he comes around. Harry Bix down the inside. That's a very risky move. He goes for it. Azevedo cuts him off. Harry Bix with the superior grip around the outside, but he's shoved off the track by the Alpine, who's still defending. He shouldn't really be defending because Harry Bix is on the faster tyre. He's not really in the same race as Azevedo, but he's defending anyway. Here comes Harry Bix now. He's going to go around the outside. No, down the inside as Azevedo shows him the way. And he gets in front in the end. Azevedo breaks late, but goes very wide as a result, and does have to concede the position in the end, and gets himself another 3-second time penalty for his troubles. As Crozer and Tinos side by side again through turn 4 and 5. Are they going to be side by side through 6? Tinos on the inside. Is Crozer going to leave him the room? Yes, but Tinos doesn't go for it. He stays behind, and they're still losing time to Harry Bix while they're doing this, but they are on the one stop for certain. Definitely. Them two, Azevedo and possibly Jamie F1, all on the one stop. And as Major said earlier in chat, I think it's safe to say now, because everyone's made their strategy decisions by this point, the one stop is the faster strategy. It's soft medium around here. Anything else is slower, unless you've got a huge pace advantage on the one stoppers. The two stop just doesn't work around here. But Harry Bix could prove me wrong, because he does have a huge pace advantage. He's already within 6 seconds of the leaders. So can he make those moves? Azevedo finally dives into the pits. VK gets past Jamie as well, up into P4. So the two Mercedes on the charge as RJ takes advantage of the Alpine, who had to take a poor line through turn 2 because of the Mercedes overtaking, and RJ into P5 takes full advantage of that, and Jamie down to P6 now on those old mediums, but he's still driving well in that Alpine. But these three cars are now going to charge after the leaders. Harry Bix already within 5 seconds. Look how much time he's gained on the top two, who are surely going to have to come in now. They've lost too much time to the two stoppers now. Harry Bix in prime position to try and win this race at this point, even on that two stop. Crozer dives in, but Tinos stays out. So the Red Bull team going to fit what should be a set of mediums to Crozer's car. What's it going to be? It is the medium tyres. So Crozer going to the end on the one stop. Tinos as well staying out. VK and RJ nearly side by side through turn 1. Where's Crozer going to come out of the pits? He's just past the pit exit line now. Where's TTV Max? Is he going to be behind or in front of Max? That could be huge, actually. Max has gone onto the hards. Is Crozer going to be behind him? I think he is. Yes, he is. So Crozer is going to have to get through the McLaren as RJ gets past VK while I'm watching that. It must have been through turn 4. So great move from the Alfa Romeo. He moves up into P3. Azevedo gets past JBS Steve further back, and Big Z as well. Looks like 3 wide through turn 4. Got to have a look at that. They're still side by side, Big Z and Azevedo. Azevedo goes a bit wide and eventually loses out and breaks very late into turn 6. And doesn't quite get anything done and breaks late there as well. Very late braking from Azevedo. That could cause problems if he's not careful. Tinoz finally into the pits, but Harry Bix is only 3 seconds behind him as he does so. So Tinoz, where's he going to come out? We've got to watch this. VK and RJ as well are going to be battling in towards turn 4, so I've got to keep an eye on that. But I'm looking at Tinoz. He's just coming out the pits now. I'm going to keep an eye on this battle, but watch the mini-map for that AlphaTauri. Is he going to be behind? Is VK going to make the move? No, he's not. So I'm going to watch Tinoz as he comes out the pits. Where's he going to be? There's the Red Bull. He's going to be behind Crozer and TTV Max. So Tinoz, that extra lap on the softs has obviously cost him in terms of time, but not too much. And he's now onto the mediums, and he's going to go to the end from here. So TTV Max also with the same plan, but on a different tyre. So those two should be able to clear him, but TTV Max isn't the easiest man to get past. Azevedo and Bigsy still side by side again. Bigsy backs out of that one this time. Pommy Alex with a 3-second time penalty, unfortunately. At the back, he's still hoping for another safety car. He hasn't had one yet. He's going to have to stop again as well, so very unfortunate race for the Australian at the moment. Crozer and Tinoz still looking for a way through the McLaren. VK looking for a way through RJ as well further up. Harry Bix is 5 seconds clear of them. Of course, all these guys are going to have to stop again. There's no way they get the mediums to the end from the lap that they pitted on. Crozer gets past TTV Max. They're still side by side, the two, though, as TTV Max has to cut the corner to keep him behind, and now Tinoz is going to take advantage. Round the outside, there's a little bit of contact. Be careful, guys. TTV Max is defending. Crozer is trying to find a way through. Tinoz down the inside. Crozer manages to stay clear of it, thankfully, but Tinoz has made the move. Fantastic stuff from Tinoz, as VK and RJ side by side through Sector 2 as well. I can't keep up with everything, as VK down the inside in towards turn 10, and RJ has to concede for now as they come into turn 11, but he's going to have the DRS, don't forget. TTV Max trying to keep up with Tinoz, who needs to pull that second, or he needs to pull at least enough to be out of that second range, and he does, because TTV Max makes a huge mistake. Crozer can't take advantage, so loses a huge amount of time to Tinoz. But he's surely going to get past the DRS straight. RJ down the inside of VK meanwhile, and Crozer gets past TTV Max on the straight, who just has no answer. He's surely not going to brake late enough to make a move. Here comes VK again on the Alfa Romeo. He's got the DRS, and he's got the superior battery power as well, and he does get through, restoring the Mercedes 1-2 for now. All these guys are going to have to stop again. Jamie is going to have to stop as well. Lifebout will have to stop again. But these guys, Tinoz and Crozer, are the two to watch. They're on the one stop. They're going to go mediums to the end of the race. Can they take advantage? Can they get a race win today? Crozer is catching Tinoz though. Maybe. They do seem very similar on pace, but Crozer's actually lost time through there. I'll keep an eye on that gap. 1.6, 1.7 it's hovering around, so I'll keep an eye on that. Jamie F1 meanwhile is now being hounded by the Aston Martin of Lifebout. On those fresher medium tyres, Jamie has taken those from the start of the race. And here comes Lifebout now down the inside into turn 1. Jamie surely isn't going to defend too hard. And he doesn't. Lifebout is through pretty comfortably in the end, but Jamie might come back with the DRS here. He is... No, he's not. He knows it's not his race. He's not going to battle with the Aston Martin. He's just going to say, alright, go through, just give me that DRS advantage, and then you can go. Which is very sensible indeed. There's yellow flags. I think that's QB, who's had another spin at turn 10. That's not what he would have wanted. Pommy Alex has come in again, by the way, for those medium tyres. and he's now just behind QB. SW gets past Steve, who's come into the pits. Where are the battles? RJ still battling for this P2. Harry Bix has gained so much time on them. Even on those softs, which are going to start struggling for the Mercedes driver at about this point. Here comes RJ. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? He's got the overarching pace. Yes, he does. Down the inside of the Mercedes. They're battling. There's lapped cars up ahead, which could cause problems. But RJ is through for now. As VK has to try and come back through turn 4. Is he going to make a move? Yes, he is. He's got the DRS. No battery being used around the outside. They're side by side, the two. As VK again takes the Verstappen line, and RJ keeps the position for now. VK just outbraked himself a little bit there, I think. TT Max staying with Crozer, who is not gaining on Tinoz. It was about 1.6, 1.7. Now it's 1.8. So he's not losing too much, but he's also not gaining anything. And TTV Max is able to stay with him, which is crucial, actually, for the McLaren's race later on. If he can stay within that DRS range, he's going to be a happy guy. Is that JBS Steve who's having problems? No, it's QB who's going very slowly. I don't know if he has wing damage. No, I think he was just letting people through with the blue flags, but. Tinoz just behind Jamie F1. He needs to clear the Alpine as soon as he can. VK can't clear his RJ, who's getting DRS off his teammate, which is crucial. Tinoz can't make a move on Jamie for now, but I don't think Jamie is going to fight this one too hard either. Here comes the AlphaTauri. He's going to have the DRS. It should be a comfortable move. Around the outside, Jamie is going to fight that one a little bit harder though, but he does eventually back out. No, he doesn't. He goes back down the inside. So I don't know what Jamie has against Tinoz, but it's something. Tinoz back round the outside through turn 5. Is Jamie going to send it around the outside of turn 6? No. So he eventually has to give it up. TTV Max gets himself another time penalty. Not ideal for his race. But Tinoz, he's got no battery left, interestingly, but he is surely going to extend that gap to enough that Jamie can't respond on those old tyres, although he did go very deep into turn 10. But yeah, Jamie's going to lose time. And now, finally, Harry Bix into the pits. He's going to put on a set of mediums to the end of the race. RJ is going to take the lead. For only the second time this season, he's going to lead a lap. Or, well, the second race this season that he's going to lead a lap. But into P1 he goes. VK trying to get through but can't quite. Where's Harry Bix going to come out? He's going to come out well behind Tinoz. What about Crozer? He's not going to come out that far behind, actually. Here he comes. There's Crozer. There's TTV Max as well. Is he going to be between them? He is. So TTV Max is going to have a car between him and Crozer now. Yeah, he is. So Harry Bix out in P6 between the two battling cars. And he's going to have to clear Crozer as soon as he can to try and get back within a shout of winning this race. Currently Tinoz is basically leading the race because all these top 3 are going to have to pit at some point. Jamie and Bigsy side by side further back, but VK and RJ still battling for what is now the race lead. Harry Bix a little bit deep into turn 10, but just to get a better exit towards turn 11. Here he comes. Here comes the Mercedes. He's going to have to clear this Red Bull as soon as he can, and he's down the inside already. He's going to have the DRS. There's the detection point, so the Mercedes is going to be clean past this Red Bull very easily. And VK down the inside of RJ gets a bit squirmy on the exit of turn 1, and RJ is going to hold it round the outside. Where's the detection point? It was further back, and RJ got it. So the DRS goes to the Alfa Romeo, and he gets back into the lead of the race. And Tinoz further back, he can almost see those cars ahead. We've got yellow flags in sector 3. I don't know what's happened there, but Stingray has lost some positions and he's lost his front wing, so he must have had a spin, or maybe there was contact. I hope not, but he's going to have to come into the pits. VK still right behind RJ. I am really losing my voice here. I need to take a sip of water. as they come through. TTV Max still just behind Crozer as well, who's lost so much time to Harry Bix already, who's already on the charge after Tinoz. He's only got one car and then about 2 seconds between him and the Alpha Tauri. Here comes Harry Bix around the outside of Lifebout, who's not going to put up too much of a fight. VK is into the pit, so he's going to put on a set of softs to the end. Where's he going to come out is going to be interesting. Lifebout does concede that position in the end. TTV Max tries to go for a switcheroo on Crozer a little bit further back. Can't quite do it. Crozer has to slow down though to not get a track limits warning, and he could be under pressure from the McLaren here. Crozer, he's going to defend to the middle of the track, but TTV Max down the inside and safely through before the corner. McLaren into P5, but he does have those penalties which could cost him. Azevedo gets himself another time penalty as well further back, and Stingray is into the pits for a new front wing. JBF Steve, a 3-second time penalty. A very clean race so far. Well, from what we've seen, it's been clean. There have been a few notable things that I didn't like, but so far, at least the battles between the leaders have been good, and that's what we like to see. Crozer, now he's going to be on the attack again, but TTV Max isn't going to get the DRS off the back marker. RJ is now into the pit, so Tinoz is going to lead the race, but only by 1.1 seconds from Harry Bix, just behind on those fresh mediums. Here comes Crozer. Is he going to have a go? No, he's not. He's going to wait until turn 4. So here he comes through turn 3, gets squirmy though, tries to get too good of an exit and loses out, and he's still going to use his overtake button though, which could be a mistake because he was never going to make it. Or is he? He goes down the inside, there's contact, TTV Max is round. Does he lose some front wing? It doesn't look like it, there's no visible damage, but there was contact between the two, and TTV Max back down to P5 now. And yeah, that was... Crozer didn't really know what to do. He couldn't decide in time whether he was going to go for it or not, and sort of half went for it, and you can't ever do that. So Max won't be too pleased about that one, but how much time is he going to lose? Does he have damage is the question. SW safe in P10 at the moment, further back. But now here comes Harry Bix, 5/10 behind Tinoz. Here he goes into turn 1, turn 2 and 3. He needs a good exit, the Mercedes, to make a move into turn 4. Is he going to make a move, or is he going to stay patient and go for turn 1 on the next lap? He can see the flashing red light, so Tinoz hasn't got any battery left. Here comes Harry Bix. He's not going to go for it. He's going to be a bit more sensible and wait until turn 1 perhaps. TTV Max out of that 1 second range of Crozer now. It's sort of just teetering on that edge of 1 second, but Harry Bix still trying to find a way through this Alpha Tauri, trying to make it twice as wide as Tinoz. TTV Max gets himself 9 seconds of penalties now, I believe. So he's going to drop right down as he makes a mistake. In fact, he's had a spin or something. Maybe it's maybe he does have damage, but it's hard to tell at this point. But he's down to P7. He's lost 2 places, and Max's race has come apart. I can show what the penalties are on, but after this, because Harry Bix has got the run on Tinoz for the race lead down the inside, the championship leader is overtaken by the Mercedes. Tinoz down to P2. There's nothing he has to say about that one. And Harry Bix takes the lead of the Brazilian Grand Prix. Tinoz, he's going to use overtake. He's going to try and get back past. He's got the DRS. He's going to go for it. The championship leader with everything to lose down the inside of the Mercedes. Just enough room left by Harry Bix. But Harry Bix has got the superior ERS, but only just. Tinoz isn't going to go for a move again. At least not into turn 5 or 6. But he's going to stick behind 4 now. Is he going to be able to stick behind the Mercedes? Or is he going to lose too much time? He has a little bit of a mistake by the looks of it. That gap went up about 4/10 in 1 frame. But he's still... If he can stick 1 second behind the Mercedes, then he'll be happier. TTV Max, he's losing so much time. He almost certainly has damage. There's no way he'd be losing that much time otherwise. Yeah, he's struggling in the McLaren. Either that or he's lagged out the session. It's hard to tell, actually. He might have lagged out the session. But regardless, Tinoz still within 1 second of Harry Bix, but not able to make a move. I'm going to take another swig of water as RJ sets the fastest lap on those fresh softs at 1 minute 8.827. What's the lap record around here for APPF1? Let's have a quick look. He's not going to make a move. Tinoz neither. So let's have a quick look. Lap record, Brazil in the race is a 1 minute 8.253 set by Vardy QTR in Tier 1. So that's the time to beat as SW. Is that a spin that he's gone on? It is. So I'm not sure if that was contact or a spin of his own. He was just behind Azevedo, or I think, or maybe he was in a different place. But Azevedo is still battling with Big Z. JBS Steve just up ahead as well. In fact, this is the battle to watch. Here comes Azevedo down the inside. Goes the Alpine, and the Haas doesn't really have anything to say. Yeah, he can't stick it around the outside. So Azevedo on those fresh softs into P9 as RJ and VK now go on the battle. RJ gets past the Mercedes. They've got black cars ahead, so both of them have DRS. But RJ is going to take P4 for now. Oh, but Crozer isn't lapped. Crozer isn't lapped. Sorry, I thought Crozer was a lapped car. So RJ, what a brilliant move. He gets past 2 cars, but Crozer is going to have to run into turn 4. Neither of them have got any ERS left. Here they come into turn 4. There's a little bit of contact. Crozer has to back out, maybe. I don't know if there was contact, but it certainly looked very close. VK is just watching and waiting for something to happen. Look at that ERS advantage he's got. And Crozer on those old mediums as well. Well, not old yet, but they're certainly older than those softs, as VK is going to have the superior grip. And I think Crozer's going to lose this position before too long. VK needs to get past. He's impatient. He has to get past to keep up with RJ, but he can't find a way through. Crozer defends well, but that's not going to last up until turn 1. Tinoz is already 1.7 behind Harry Bix, so this is Harry Bix's race to lose now. Here comes VK. Round the outside of the Red Bull. Pretty plain sailing move. Crozer, nothing to say unless he breaks very late into turn 1, which he tries, but only half-heartedly, and he does lose out and gets himself a 3-second time penalty for good measure in the process. Here comes RJ on Lifebout round the outside of the Aston Martin, who's running a great race, by the way, so far. Let's have a look at the penalties. That's not the right one. Penalties. Lifebout on 6 seconds, so he's going to drop quite a way, unfortunately for him. Who else? Oh, Harry Bix has got a penalty. Harry Bix has got a penalty. VK also gets a penalty, so penalties coming out across the board as Lifebout nearly goes for a spin. He has to watch out. VK behind. Got to be careful there. But yeah, 3 seconds to Harry Bix as VK gets past Lifebout now, who's struggling on those medium tyres. VK into P4. He does have it on penalties anyway, but I mean, who can tell what's going to happen with penalties at this point in the race? Tinoz 2.3 behind. Harry Bix needs to extend 7/10 in the next 5 laps. He's not gonna try and do anything. Lifebout, he's going to sit behind because he's not going to do anything on that Mercedes. 20 laps on those mediums. He's going to go all the way to the end. From it looked like Lifebout was on a 2-stop. He pitted at the same time as the other guys on a 2-stop, but he's gone for the 1-stop. He's tried to eke it out a bit longer, and it could get him P6 here. But what could have been if he'd been on the 2-stop? Who knows? It's hard to say. Or if he just stayed out a little bit further on those softs, who knows? It's really hard to say. Pommy Alex in P13, Stingray just behind P14 as well. Festus, SW. Look at the time penalties. Everyone except Tinoz, RJ and Jamie F1 have penalties, so well done to those 3 for keeping it clean for now. because it's really gonna serve them well come the end of the race. Tinoz 2.9, 2.8. He's not staying within that 3-second range of Harry Bix. I think Harry's just going to do enough. There it is. It just creeps over into 3 seconds. So Tinoz, I think, is going to lose out here. The superior pace of Harry Bix on those fresher medium tyres is going to win out. Here comes Crozer on Lifebout. He's not going to make the move. He knows Lifebout has got more penalties, at least to my memory. Yes, he does. Lifebout 6, Crozer 3. And he's going to go around the outside anyway, in towards turn 6, is he? He makes Lifebout think about it, and maybe he's going to go for the move down the inside into turn 7. No, not quite. So they keep it moving. Tinoz now 3.3 behind, so he's just going to sit there. He's going to wait and try and secure P2 as well, because RJ is charging behind on those fresh softs. So Tinoz has got to be a bit careful. He's got the Alfa Romeo to worry about. 1.8 seconds is the gap, so Tinoz could still lose out on his P2 here. He could easily lose it out. I think he's going to keep his podium at the least, because I mean he's on fire with podiums in this tier this season. He has been absolutely monumental this season, Tinoz, and the championship lead he is going to have after this race is going to prove it. But here comes Crozer. He's got the ERS, he's got the DRS down the inside of Lifebout, who's got 5 laps older mediums. He's struggling, that Aston Martin, now as he goes very deep into turn 4 and nearly has a spin. Well held by the Aston, by the Dutchman in the Aston Martin. Holds it together, just about keeps the car on the track, but loses out to Crozer, of course, who is on a fairly comfortable charge for P5 now. RJ is within a second of Tinoz, so we're going to have another battle towards the end of this race. Both of these guys are going to be on consecutive podiums. RJ was P3 last time out. Tinoz was the winner in Singapore. So both of these guys are looking for consecutive podiums. This would be Tinoz's 3rd podium in a row, and it would be his 7th podium of the season, and this is race 8, by the way. He's only not gotten on the podium in 1 race, and in that race he came 4th. That is how the form that Tinoz is in at the moment. He's so consistent. He always secures the results that he needs to do. Lifebout gets himself another time penalty, which is not going to serve him well. He's going to lose the position to CTV Max, maybe, at this rate. Although I know Max has a lot of penalties as well. But Jamie F1's definitely in the conversation for P6 at the moment. Further back. But here's the battle as RJ goes into the back of Tinoz. He brakes too late, outbrakes himself, and I think that's going to be damage to the Alfa Romeo. There's no visible damage. He's still got his end plates, but surely that was damage. That looked like a significant impact. As just as I say it, Jamie F1 gets himself a 3-second time penalty. So maybe not in the conversation for P6 anymore, but still definitely in the conversation for P7, because I know Max has a lot of penalties. And yeah, that understeer, RJ definitely has a lot of some damage to that Alfa Romeo as we come on to the final lap of this race. RJ, he's not going to have DRS, and he doesn't have any battery in the tank either, and with that damage he's just going to be nursing the car home for P3. But look at this. Everyone on the grid with penalties except Tinoz and RJ Blair. Brilliant, brilliant stuff from those two. Well done to them for keeping it clean in this race in terms of the penalties. Harry Bix is going to do just enough by the looks of it. 4.2, 4.3 is the gap to Tinoz as VK now makes a move down the inside. That was a send into turn number 7, I think that is. As he gets himself into P3, there's yellow flags further back, but I don't think there's anything to worry about as VK gets himself past, but it's pointless because he's got that penalty. As Azevedo and JBS Steve having a battle as well, but I'm going to ride on board with Harry Bix, who has... I was going to say he's been faultless, but what's happened? What's happened? Has he lagged out? He's out of fuel! Harry Bix is out of fuel! I don't believe it! Tinoz wins the Brazilian Grand Prix! Harry Bix runs out of fuel on the final corner! And Tinos takes the victory. RJ Blair P2, VK P3. Harry Bix throws away his race win as he runs out of fuel at the final straight. P4 it'll be for him. Crozer secures P5. Lifebout with his best finish of the season in P6. Jamie F1 secures P7 in the end. TGV Max goes down to P8 on penalties. Looks like Azevedo is going to come home for P9, or is he? He's out of fuel as well. Yes, he is. So Azevedo is going to lose out. Bigsy takes P9 on his first race. Oh my word. As Hephaestus gets the fastest lap on the last lap of the race. With a 108. Was that a 108.1? Is that a lap record from Hephaestus? I think it was. I'm just going to take a quick look. It will be in fastest lap 8.5. Okay, so no lap record for Hephaestus, but he does get the extra point. As JBS Steve DNFs at the end of the session here. What's happened to JBS Steve? Was there contact? I don't know, but he's still gonna finish P15. Oh, I am out of breath. I am out of breath. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Tinos gets his second win in a row. Lifebout had 72% on his front right tyre. Whoa. Yeah, my voice is okay, I think. Oh. Wow, 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 wow. So there we go. The winner is Tinos for the second race in a row after Harry Bix throws it away on the last corner as he runs out of fuel in P4. VK P3. RJ Blair takes his second podium in a row in P2 as well. Crozer, a solid P5 for Red Bull. But they're still going to lose a lot of points to AlphaTauri with LB's race ban. Lifebout in P6, his best finish of the season. Jamie F1 P7, TTV Max P8, Bigsy P9 on his debut. Hartman gets into the top 10. Pommy Alex also P11. Azevedo P12. Then Stingray, JBS Steve, SW and QB all a lap behind. Scott Rowley and Hephaestus all a lap down, and Europa EXE unfortunately out of this race on the first lap. And that will be that for the Brazilian Grand Prix. I'm going to say thank you everyone for watching. Thank you to all our drivers today. Yeah, what a I'm out of breath. That was some race to commentate on, but there we go for Tier 2. Brazilian Grand Prix. Don't forget to check out my co-commentator who couldn't be here today, unfortunately, Sumo Gilligan. Check him out on YouTube. Hit the subscribe button on his channel. Subscribe to my channel as well. Leave a like. And yeah, well, if you enjoyed, leave a dislike if you didn't. And I will see you all next time. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Positive Perception Media Design Products, as well. Thank you everyone, I've been Ghost, it's been a pleasure, and goodbye.